Hi guys, I wanted to jump on here real quick because I was QCing my favorite things 6 month of pregnancy video, and while I was editing, a lot of things got cut down because I sort of kept going off in tangents. I feel like I still kind of went off in tangents, you know how I do, but I felt like there were some important things that I edited out that I wanted to communicate. You know that being active and drinking water are my two top priorities during my pregnancy, but I did want to be completely transparent and let you guys know that in the beginning of my pregnancy, I was not working. I was working a little from home, like on certain projects and things like that, but I wasn't going into an office. I didn't have your typical 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, so it was really easy for me to work out. I did recently accept a consulting position where I'm putting in, 40 hours Monday through Friday. And ever since I accepted that position, which was like a month and a half ago, it's been really hard for me to be consistent and work out. I wanted to say again that I really do empathize with women that have a full-time career and are pregnant and are trying to, stay sane and under all of the stress and the changes that our bodies go through. Because it's definitely not easy. I mean, before it was so easy for me to pop in Tracy Anderson and work out, for 30 to 40 minutes. And 30 to 40 minutes doesn't really sound like a lot, but I think that when you're getting home at, 7, and then you still have to think about dinner and you need some time to decompress. And decompressing is so different when you're pregnant because sometimes decompressing can be a glass of wine. Decompressing can look like so many different ways, right? But when you're pregnant, I think even just decompressing changes for you. It's not as easy to decompress. So coming home and, having your time to decompress, I think is really important. And sometimes it doesn't come in the form of being active and working out. It's not easy, and it's something that I'm definitely struggling with. And so I just kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. I'm really sad and I'm disappointed in myself for not staying consistent with that because it really made me feel good. But it's really hard for me to find the energy. And so instead of making myself feel bad and guilty about not doing that anymore, I have to find something else that works for me, a different method that works for me. And right now, putting it on the video is not working for me. So I'm making sure that I stay active on the weekends with a walk, a hike. I'm just making sure that I move my body in some way. And then what I'm doing is at work, I'm parking on the 4th level, and I park on the 4th level obviously on purpose, and that way I have to walk up 4 flights of stairs at the end of the day when I go home. And then I do not take the elevator unless I seldomly take the elevator, very, very seldomly. If I take the elevator, it's not by choice. It's because I'm walking to a meeting with a group of people and I don't want to be rude, although I should really consider being rude and saying, "Excuse me, I'm going to take the stairs." But for the most part, I am going from 1st floor to 2nd floor all day, so I'm constantly taking the stairs. So I think that just as long as we make modifications like that and make conscious modifications, even if it's just parking your car far away when you're going to the store, just taking those extra steps, I think that really helps. I think it's important to not be hard on ourselves. We're trying to do our best all the time, and that's all we can do. We're never going to be perfect, but we can definitely strive to make modifications. For all of those mommies that are doing a consistent workout regimen during your 3rd trimester, I just want to say, like, you freaking rock. You're awesome. Continue to do so. Like, that's amazing. I will definitely try to work that back in to my life, but for right now it's just really difficult for me. And for those moms that aren't, I just want to encourage you to find ways to be active. I don't think it's too difficult, even if it's walking around your block, which Alfonso and I are guilty for. Sometimes we'll just make 8s around the block over and over and over again just to get in at least like a 30-minute walk. I just want my delivery process to be easy. With that, I just wanted to also talk a little bit about me not working. I was not working for 5 months, and I'll probably go into more detail about not working. I'm not in a place where, like, I want to necessarily talk about that yet. But I had a 5-month break, which was the most amazing thing that I ever did for myself. You have to understand, I've been working since I was 13 years old. When I was 13 years old, I was walking home from middle school, and we were like I would always walk home from middle school. It was like the cool thing to do. And by cool, I mean like the kids that are up to trouble, cool thing to do. I was in middle school, I was up to no good. Like, I was getting into fights, I was involved in gangs, and I did a lot of things that I'm not proud of. But it's who I am. And I think Oprah said it best when she said, when we know better, we do better. That's definitely true. So I was walking home from school with a group of friends, and this man was like, we were in the alleys, and this man was like, hey, come here. You kids, like, come here. And I don't know, like, what came over. I mean, I've lived, like, a fearless life in terms of, like, I'm not scared or intimidated or when it comes to situations that I probably should be scared and intimidated. So when the man called us, it was like 3 girls. And we just, like, boldly walk over there, like, yeah, what's up? Like, what are you calling us? And he was like, yeah. You guys want a job? And we're like, what's the job? And he's like, well, I have a trophy company, and I need somebody to build trophies. After school, do you guys want to come into the factory and build trophies for $8 an hour? And so that was my very first job. I built trophies, mainly soccer trophies, like huge trophies, like tiers of trophies.
I wonder if you ever made one of mine, because I had a lot of those.
You weren't even born yet.
Yeah, I was.
How old were you when I was 13?
I wasn't playing soccer.
Yeah.
But maybe it was your cycle.
Maybe what?
Maybe you made one that was given to me later in life.
Maybe.
Let's just say that.
Huh?
Let's just say that.
What did you get?
Whopper. Whopper.
So.
Oh.
What? They put cheese on it. Did you ask?
Yes,
Did you say
I
no
said
cheese?
no cheese.
You should go back.
I'm not gonna drive all the time.
You should. It'll give me more quiet time. You came in hella loud, disrupting my vlog.
I didn't know.
I think it was a positive thing that happened. It was definitely a blessing because it kept me off of the streets. I'm actually just barely looking at it as a blessing right now. I hadn't reflected on it. I think that I think that a part of me was really resentful that I had to work at 13, and it wasn't really that I had to, but I wasn't living with my parents. And I needed the money. I really needed the money. So, I mean, I think that having that job, I was getting into a lot of trouble because I didn't have the proper structure that a child should have. I was kind of all over the place. And it kept me off the streets. It was right before the summertime. And then I was able to work. He gave me work through the summer. So that was really, it was really cool actually. And now that I think about it, like, yeah, that was a total blessing. Like, what an angel, really, honestly. I mean, granted, he was like paying kids, you know, under the table, and it was like illegal to do that, but it was the best thing I think that could have happened for me at that moment in time. So I have not had a break from working since I was 13 years old. And like, me working became like a thing. I've had up to 4 jobs at one period of time. Like, I did so many things. Like, I had so many jobs, so many crazy jobs. And so this is the first time that I've ever had a break where, you know, I just have a break. Since I was 13 years old, I've had a job for 22 years, and I'm only 35. Wow. That's like, that blows my mind. That really blows my mind. So, I just wanted to give you guys some context on that portion of the my favorites during my 6 month of pregnancy video, on, like, you know, when I mentioned that I had just started working again, and then kind of giving you proper context on not working out. But I did want to share the modifications that I am making, because right now what I'm basing everything I do off of is how I feel. And when you base your decisions off of how you feel, I feel like your life kind of changes. You don't base them off of how someone else feels. It's kind of life-changing. So you kind of just, you're essentially just developing your own rules that work for you. And I really think that that's the way we should all be living our lives, is like, what feels good to you? Does this feel good to you? Just because it feels good to me, that doesn't mean it's going to feel good to you and serve you right. So always just make sure that you look for what serves you and boldly fight for what serves you. Like, no, this isn't for me. You do that. I'm gonna do this. Anyway, I wanted to share that. I hope everyone's having a good day or night or morning or whatever it may be. Talk to you soon.